in this one, it's just visually, look, as a photograph, it's a little bit oversaturated, all that boring stuff. But it's essentially, they're two monks in orange robes holding long staffs of bamboo, poking at a what looks like a rubber tree. What?
Pulling plastic out of the tree.
Pulling plastic out of the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're pulling plastic out of the tree.
Getting plastic out of the tree in Cambodia.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is Cambodia. So what's this story? What's the significance of this story, other than the fact that it's plastic in a tree?
Yeah. So this was my one of the most amazing moments, because I went to Cambodia. I had this idea from a few years back, and the Tonle Sap Lake is the only lake in the world that rises and falls 6 meters every year. So it's a 6-month tide.
Wow.
Basically, when the floods come, the waters go down 6 meters. So all the houses are on stilts or floating. So when the water goes out, it pulls all the plastic and trash out to the lake through all of the canals, and all the trees and bushes get saturated with the plastic. So as the tourists come by to go see the lake, you're going by these trees and it looks like Christmas ornaments everywhere, but it's all plastic.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, one day I'm going to do something to get the fishermen to come here with bamboo poles, pick them out of the trees, and we will reward them or incentivize them. And so it took me a few years to find the right person, my counterpart in Cambodia. And I was there to do one of our ocean film festivals, which we hosted in Cambodia. And I found this guy at a meeting, so Paul. And I saw him at the meeting. I heard him talk. I said, I got to talk to this guy. Mm-hmm. Talked to him the next day. I said, look, we got to work together because I can help you and you can help me. So we went to, we're going to go to 3 villages to do a new festival I call the Water Falling Festival. Okay. Water falling is when the water goes out.
Right.
So that pulls all the plastic out to the lake. We have 2 a year. The other one's the Water Rising Festival. That's 6 months later in June when the water comes back in. Wow. You've got to clean the shorelines before it gets pushed back into the villages. So it's like a monster breathing. And so we went to this other little village that had a pagoda right on a hill surrounded by water. We didn't know anyone. We rented a boat. We went straight to the monk, the head monk, who was 90 years old. My colleague, so Paul, got on his hands and knees, started talking to him, trying to explain what we want to do. Didn't have much reverberation. I was taking photos as the foreigner there, and all of a sudden, so Paul said, "Look at Doug's hat. It's made of recycled plastic, and his shirt is made of recycled plastic and 50% recycled fishing nets." And these women who were in the back of the room just started talking like crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, what do you mean? This plastic is worth something? And as soon as they did that, the monk snapped to attention.
Right.
Said, oh my gosh, we need you to help us.
Right.
And so within an hour of knowing no one, we had the head monks on the riverbank with us at sunset, with our staffs of bamboo that we made with a nail in the end to pick plastic out of the tree. Wow. And all of the boats that came by just stopped because they wondered why these guys with orange robes were up on there picking plastic out of the trees.
Right.
And that was the beginning of our festival. And now in our 3rd year, the big one starts next week, Water Falling Festival. We had 0 government support. We didn't tell anyone. We had no PR. We didn't talk to the government, but when we did this, we had full monk support, and that's about 95% of the country.
Yeah,
so Cambodia, you can't go in as a foreigner or an NGO and say we're going to do a big cleanup on the lake. Yeah. That doesn't resonate. Well, that's why we never call it a cleanup. It's a festival. It's for everyone to get together and celebrate the water, the pride of being outdoors. Now we have full federal government support, and now they've just told us to go to 30 villages this week, which is amazing. And this is just what I had envisioned, that we're going to take over the lake in a great way.
That is so great. Yeah. Okay, so one of the, I don't know if you've checked out the podcast, or anything like that. So we start off with pictures and see where we lead. One of the sort of the pillars, the values of the podcast is if every second is a gift, how do we make the most out of it? In this case, it's about talking to people who are doing amazing stuff. And what I want to do is get people who can inspire other people. And just 2 photographs in, I'm just like, you're amazing. Like it's such great work, and there's no pomp, there's no you have this sort of humble calm about you. I like it's just so. And then when you're telling me the results and the process and the sort of the progress of kind of getting this to happen, it's so inspiring.
This is someone asked me last night. I did another podcast and I got to talk about a lot of things that I also don't usually talk about. Hong Kong to me is a bit of a black hole for this kind of discussion. I do work all around the world, and most of it is not in Hong Kong, because I don't feel that there is a gravity of this kind of thinking outside of our city and how to do big things for the world. So I went in solo.
Wow.
This was pretty much all unfunded. Wow. And what we did, it's the most powerful thing I've ever done. We've impacted over 15,000 people. We've used our Global Alert app to unite 4 villages along a river because they all never really worked with each other, the chiefs, and now we got them to fishermen put up nets along the river so the nets catch the plastic and they recover from it. We have been monitoring that, and they never in their own head dialogue the fact that the river equals the lake,
right?
And the river equals the fish, because they don't really travel much outside 1 kilometer. And so now they all realize they're tied together by their river, Siem Reap River, and it impacts the lake. And now they're all on the same team.
That's so good,
and it's amazing. And we have something called the Dream Team. Dream Team is the Tonle Sap Dream Team is a group of photo hobbyists who take video, photo, and drones. And they're tuk-tuk drivers and local people work in the community. And when they heard about our project and we needed some resources, they came and joined us. And now we have this giant pool of National Geographic style assets that have come because these guys come on our trips with us. I also created a play called Uncle Roo, the Recycling Rooster, and it's a play for kids. Uses a term that we coined called eco-repetition, which is very powerful. I've never seen anyone do it. It's the sound of nature, which happens every day. And the sound of nature in this case is a rooster, and almost every village in the world has a rooster. So if you do the play or the performance or the skit, we've done it even with shadow puppets. The story is that the village is dirty. There's plastic in the village. The animals are sick. The fish are sick. The people are sick. And the rooster's wife, the hen, is sick. And then he comes to the rescue and says, "You guys have to recycle and sort." And he says, "Paka-paka!" And he's crowing the whole time. And the kids hear that sound. And through the play, they hear the crow. And they recycle. So when the kids wake up the next day, then they hear the rooster and they pull on their mom's dress. And they say, "Mom, where do we recycle?"
So smart.
So it's in 7 languages now. Wow. I've got a group in Cambodia performing it. I took them to Malaysia to perform in this giant UN event. And I took them to this village where there's 2,000 kids where they've never had a theater performance in their life. Dirt floors. And we did the rooster play. And to see those kids and their eyes at night. This was part of our festival. I wish,
You're amazing.
I got to make a movie of this thing.
It's amazing. You really are. Oh man, like how inspiring.
Pretty neat. Yeah. So at the same time, we're now also bringing in solutions for the plastic. So of course you gather it. People say, well, where do you put it? Everyone wants to be perfect on the first step. You can't be perfect on the first step. The perfection is getting them motivated, not burning it, and not dumping in the water. That's already number 1 big benefit. So then we get it to the landfill. That's all they got, and it's a lot better than what they did before. So now we're looking at ways to digest that and use it for construction material. We have that technology we're bringing to introduce to them, which will mean they can make construction bricks out of all of this trash they're pulling from the tree. And they're so excited about the potential to actually do something with this. So I designed a rice bag. As you do. Rice bags. Everyone in Asia has a rice bag. It's 50 kilos. But on the front of it says harvest plastic. and there's a whole image of the lake and people picking plastic out.
Okay.
And there's descriptions on how to harvest plastic the right way.
Okay.
And what it is, it's for every village house to put all of their plastic in, and the organics can go in the land and the other material goes to get recycled. And the plastic bag, the harvest bag, goes to the pagoda or the village center to be put in a proper place to get rid of the plastic.
That's so good.
And then it's reusable. So
Amazing.
This is their contained plastic. And when the government saw it, this was during COVID in March or April when we did our event, they immediately said, we need these in all villages.
Exactly.
Immediately adopted it. And so now we're printing 5,000 for this week. It's pretty neat.
You're amazing. Amazing. So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting.